been ballin' like the last week. I feel like I'm mad. Ballin' like the last week. I feel like I'm the man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to Jaja's Mic. It's a pleasure to have you. If this is your first time joining me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the bell. Daily motivation, daily inspiration coming to you. I'm very excited today. Today just so happens to be that day, 11/6, my birthday. And I'm over here in Richmond, Texas, just outside of Starbucks, because it's 1-something in the morning, and the Spirit has just called me to talk to you. So I'm going to talk to you. Before I go to bed, I'm going to talk to you. And I want to tell you about the act of courage. I'm going to do some fancy subtitles. The act of courage. The act. And before I get into it, let me tell you a little bit what I plan on doing today. I was in the car yesterday with one of the homies, Danielle Harden. And she asked me, she said, Ja, she said, what you gonna do for your birthday? And I couldn't answer that question because throughout the years, I've never done anything, you know what I mean? I've either had my significant other do it or, I never done anything. And so this year, things have changed. And I'm kind of forced to reevaluate what I actually want to do for my birthday this year. I've never been the person to do something extravagant. But so I realized, I said, hey, let me just challenge myself. All these leadership challenges that I give on Jaja's Mic, I said, let me challenge myself today. So what I plan to do after I get some sleep, I'm going to wake up, and I think around 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'm going to go do a 14, 15-mile run. And then I think around 2 to 3, I'm going to do the next 15. I want to do 30 miles. Like today, I want to run a 30-mile run. I want to see if I can do it. I want to talk to God. I want to see what type of revelations He has me on for the next year, right? What does this month look like? I'm fortunate to have my birthday in the beginning of the month, so this 30-mile run is about to challenge me. It's gonna push me. It's gonna beat me up. It's gonna test my limits. I've never run 30 miles before, but I know I can do it. And the reason I know I can do it is because I didn't think I could ever run 4 miles. You know what I mean? I never thought I could run 4 miles on a consistent basis. I never thought I could run 5 miles on a consistent basis. I never thought I could run 10 miles on a consistent basis. I never thought I could run 14. Ladies and gentlemen, I never thought. And so today is this big significant day of, can I hit this 30-mile mark, right? Because eventually I want to be running 20 miles a day. And I realized the first step in thinking that I can do that is acting as if I can do it. Hear what I'm saying? The act of courage is an act. It's a role that you must play. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the movies all the time. We watch our favorite flicks, Hulu, Netflix. And when we watch our shows, and we're at the theater, we're watching Spiderman, we're watching Batman, we're watching Thor, right? Wonder Woman. These individuals are actors, right? They must put on the role of Spider-Man. I must become the role. I must act as if I am the superhero. I must make it convincing. I must make it believing. Spider-Man is not Spider-Man. He's not Spider-Man because he has the wardrobe on. Spider-Man is Spider-Man because of the acts of courage, right? The role that he is actually playing. The superhero. He's acting like a superhero. Therefore, Spider-Man is a superhero. What if Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man, one day decides to wake up and wants to act as though he's a villain? The representation of Spider-Man will be different. Like Spider-Man is acting as a villain. We won't call Spider-Man a superhero. Spider-Man, you're not a hero. You've been acting like a villain your entire life. And so what I want to tell you is that many times we've been acting scared our entire life. So the act of fear is who we've become. It is through the act of fear that marks what type of suit we have. And I'm going to connect that verse to one of my favorite Bible verses, right? And it's Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And the Bible says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, be courageous. This word be, right, before be courageous. To be is to play a role. Right? To be, we gotta just pause right there. To be. Whenever you're being something, that represents what you are acting out right now. When somebody says, stop being fearful, you're being very fearful right now. You're being very scary right now. You're being very pessimistic. When somebody says you're being, that is a act. That's something you're doing. And the paradox of that, you're being positive. Somebody said you're being very optimistic today. You've put on the superhero cape of positivity. And so the act of courage, what is the act of courage? Ladies and gentlemen, when I began running the distance of 4 miles a day 3 years ago, I was scared. I didn't believe that I can do it, right? I didn't believe that I can run 4 miles a day. No, I started to act. I started to just go through the motions. What if I can pretend that I'm running 4 miles? What if I can pretend? And it's in the act of pretending to be what I one day will to be that allows me to start to understand how to become. So eventually 4 miles turned into 5, 5 turned into 7, and vice versa, so on and so forth. Spider-Man, one day, if you look at the comics, you'll see that in the comics, he becomes Spider-Man through the act of superhero work. He didn't just one day become Spider-Man. No, he was very fearful. He was very scared, right? But he knew he had this potential and this ability, so he started acting the way the Spider-Man you know today starts acting, like the very beginning phase. And I want to ask you a question. What is it that you want to become? Are you acting as if you can become phenomenal? Are you acting as if your finances will one day be okay? Are you acting as if you can actually be in a committed relationship for the long road? Are you acting? You don't have to believe it. For my gentleman in a relationship, your woman, she doesn't care if you believe that you love her. She doesn't care. That's only a small portion of it. Vice versa, she does, but she doesn't care. She at least wants you to put in the effort to act as if you love her, right? Act as if you want to spend time with her. I just want you to act as though you care. Even if you don't believe that you actually do, it's the power in acting that enables you to play the portion and the part for the long haul. Whatever role that you want to play in your life today, I'm speaking to you, my leader. You must act. Don't just go to the movies, like really start to act courageous. Put away your fears for a day. And what does it look like when you just begin to act as if you're the most confident individual to ever grace this planet? They say fake it till you make it, but I hate that terminology because it just sounds so ugly. Nobody follows that advice. But everybody can act. Everybody can put on an act. Put on the act of courage. And play the role of the thing in which you one day hope to become. That is how you eradicate fear. Act as if it's already been done. Do not be afraid or discouraged. This all comes from your actions. You must be courageous today. So my leadership challenge, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to act courageous. I just want you to act bold. I want you to be strong right now. My leaders, I'm talking to you right now. I just want you to act the part. Just act the part. Act it. I don't care if you're scared. Many of the things we do in life, many of the things I do in life, I'm scared to do it. Believe it or not, I'm terrified. But I realize if I can just act the part, maybe I'll start to feel it. If I can just act like I can run 4 miles, maybe one day I can run 30 miles. Maybe one day. But it starts from my actions. So my leaders today, I don't know what it is you're going through right now that you're scared of, but act as if you already have the courage and the confidence to tackle the problem. And if you do that, if you start just acting, right? Take acting classes if you need to. YouTube how to act. If you just play the role today, I'm a firm believer that your life will be changed. We out. Mwah!